So when Jay-Z dropped 444, of course, one of the big storylines was him addressing Kanye, calling him out on stage. We speculated what this meant for their relationship because we know they're very close. So Jay sat down with the Rap Radar podcast. It seems like at least a two-part conversation, but he did address Kanye. Let's take a look.
You got hurt because this guy was talking about you on the stage. But what really hurt me, you can't bring my kids into my wife into it. Like Kanye's my little brother. He's talked about me 100 times. He made a song called Big Brother. We've gotten past bigger issues, but you brought my family into it. Now that's a problem with me. That's a real problem. Now we have to, and he knows the problem because me and him would have been talked about. We'd have been resolved our issue. But he know that he crossed the line. I know him. He knows. He knows. And not only he has to know, I know he knows. Because we've never let this much space go between one of our disagreements, and we've had many. It's part of who we are. That's what I like about him. He's just an honest person. He's open, and he'll say things, and he's wrong a lot of times. Right. But will.
To be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that he was that honest about it. But is this pretty much what you guys expected? It's clear that it sounds like they're still not on speaking terms at the moment.
Would you be on speaking terms?
No.
Would you be on speaking terms?
I thought they were on speaking terms.
Hell no, they ain't no fucking speaking terms. Why would they be on speaking terms? Everything Jay said in this interview, we've said. Shit, I've said here. We've said. Jay and Kanye have had a million disagreements. So that's not news. That's not new information. That's not different. They have resolved many disagreements. Right. And when I say many disagreements, no, because I might divulge something that I shouldn't. But real niggas knew that this time around was a bit different because you spoke on his wife and kids. That's gonna always be different. A nigga is not gonna be so quick to resolve you talking about his wife and kids. So that's why I say, would you do it? Would you do it? Yeah, they have a great relationship. Yeah, they made a lot of money together. But, I mean, and I'm not but I've been in, any man has been in a situation where your wife, your girl, you know what I mean? They're applying some pressure. They seen some shit happen. They're not just gonna let it. I can imagine what that's like in that household. So no, this was not surprising to me that they have not spoken yet. I'm sure that they will at some point. I don't see that point coming in the foreseeable future. Elliot, shout out to you. Amazing interview. I feel like he stole my whole interview. I really do.
You were never going to get a Hov interview.
First of all, you'd have had a bunch of kicking and screaming and banging on tables. I don't think Hov, in his elder age.
Yeah, did you see that spread? The food in front of them?
Of course.
There's no way Jay would sit down and let you bang on that shit.
It was great.
I want to sit down with Jay and eat cantaloupes.
See?
They didn't even touch the fucking food. That shit was Indian just there for fucking decor. But the interview was great. I wasn't shocked that he was this candid. Jay at 48, he's finished. He's done all you could do. He's made all the money you could make. The nigga has been a model of black excellence and great entrepreneurship. Is that a word?
Yep.
It is, right?
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Entrepreneurship?
Like that. That word. Yeah. That's what he's been. I have a list.
Listen.
I'm not judging you.
The reason why I thought that Kanye and Jay, yo, look at this nigga, man.
Feeling some kind of way?
Yo, this guy's a grown man, child. No. Yo, but the reason why I did think that Kanye and Jay, I thought they were at least in a better place because they met up, and he acknowledged that they met up, but he's like, yeah, we met up, and yeah, we're on speaking terms, but that is an issue that we have to somehow hash out. Separately from all of this, separate from business, separate from personal issues or disagreements we might have, the family stuff, and this is where I went back to listen to his comments. Kanye didn't say nothing crazy. Yes, he did bring his family into it. So he's
don't talk about nobody's kids on the stage.
No,
explain. What do you mean?
If you remember what he said about at least even like, let's say his child, Blue Ivy, right?
What? He's wrong before I even know what you're about to say, he's wrong.
Calling out Beyonce by name.
Okay, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm not defending him. But he didn't like disrespect his family or nothing like that.
Sure,
but he definitely brought him in. You thought he disrespected his
family? Kanye does not have the right to speak about Jay-Z's family from a stage. He doesn't have the right to speak about Jay-Z's family, period. And that's what Jay-Z was saying.
I agree.
We're already these huge public figures. Our kids are already in a position that they didn't ask to be in. Don't you go as a friend, as somebody I love, adding to that. No.
And again,
know what makes it worse?
What?
Know what makes it worse? Seeing how Kanye ran off that stage when something happened to Kim? Right?
Yeah.
Very family oriented. We've seen, and rest in peace, Donda, we've seen how that shook him, understandably so. For someone to really be that family oriented as Kanye appears to be, nobody should understand this better than him.
No, listen, I'm in full agreement with you. The only thing I was saying is that hearing Jay's comments, it kind of made me think that Kanye kind of threw his family under the bus. He didn't, of course, he brought his family in, which he should never do, especially if you consider that as a friend and a business partner. Should never do it. So Kanye is 100% wrong. I do think the way how Jay addressed it's kind of saying this is like the tipping point. It's really going to take a lot for us to get over this. And again, he made mention of we've had many disagreements, but this, you now bring him out my face. And I'm guessing it has to be a little bit more than this. I don't think it's only.
Think so.
I don't think it's only just Kanye saying this on stage. I don't know what happened behind the scenes or what the communications happened.
Oh, there's definitely more shit that he's not saying.
So that's what I'm saying. Because this kind of felt when Jay said it, kind of felt like it's gonna be way more than just a simple conversation to get past this.
Well, I mean, he alluded to maybe some of the problems that, and this is if you read between the lines like I do, to some of the problems that Kanye might have had with Hov. When Hov held himself accountable for throwing out that 20 million number in the song, in interviews, that I shouldn't have done that, it's private. So, and that was great of him. My new question is that same accountability system that Hov is applying to himself, from what we've seen of Kanye, egotistical, arrogant Kanye, from what we've heard, we've discussed it on the show a lot of times, what his peers and what his friends and people that have been involved with him have been saying about Kanye. Mm-hmm. From all of that we know, do we think Kanye West would hold himself accountable?
For this?
For any time he's wrong.
It doesn't seem like he's in a good space to hold himself accountable.
I mean, he has.
Oh, when? With
the Taylor Swift incident, he later on, I mean, when he's on one, like, he's not going to do it.
He said, "I'm sorry, my bad," right? And this is when you know an apology is just not shit. He said, "I'm sorry, my bad," and then spent the next 6 years reiterating the same sentiment that he apologized for.
But of course, with Taylor or just in general?
With Taylor.
Yeah, no, well, their relationship changed up and down, right? But he apologized. What I'm saying is that he has shown that he could apologize and be contrite for some of the shit he does. Maybe not in the moment, but like look at the space that Kanye was in then, and look at, I don't know if you've seen him on either social media or just paparazzi capturing him, and allegedly his new mind state. If he's not in that same place where he made those comments on stage about Jay and the family, I think he would probably own up to him and be like, yeah, I fucked up.
So we don't know the conversations that Kanye and Jay have had, but do you think this interview would push him to respond publicly?
And by the way, I hate to admit when this motherfucker's right, but I kind of have to agree with him. For some reason, when Jay spoke, and I know he's bringing up the fact that his family was brought in, it was kind of clear to me that him and Kanye don't even bang like that. Like, they're not, it's really on some, we're cool, we see each other once in a while, we have made great projects together, but we ain't friends like that, nigga. Now, again, I don't know if Kanye...
I said that to you a few months ago.
That's what I'm agreeing with you.
No.
Right? So, I don't think Kanye West, has had that same mindset, but hearing Jay say that, because Jay has always been silent on... Jay'll show us by his action or lack thereof. He don't show up to a wedding. He don't do this. He reacts this where it doesn't react. So that's how we, the public, kind of gauge the relationship from Jay's perspective. Kanye is very vocal. But when you listen to Kanye, it appears they're closer than you would think they are when you listen to Jay, at least in this interview.
Well, because Kanye, big brother, idolizes Hov like many of us do, loves Hov. So, I mean, that's what we get when we hear Kanye talk about Hov. We get, he showed me the way, couldn't have done this without him. That's my big bro. I love him. I never really hear too much about friendship. Yeah. Which is why I even posed that question months ago when I did to you. Like, how do I know that they're such great friends? I don't know that. Dame was the one campaigning for Kanye. Dame was the one signing Kanye. Dame was the one college dropout, college dropout, college dropout. So I mean, why does the public think that Kanye and Jay are such amazing friends? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know their relationship at all. I don't. But just gauging what I see, I wouldn't think that they're fucking together on Thanksgiving. You know what? And this is some real Joe Budden bullshit that I'm about to say. Put no credence to this at all. But
don't you know
if I'm gauging, yeah, but this is probably something I shouldn't say because I try not to say things that are a little too personal.
Another disclaimer.
The disclaimer is there. I don't know why. But
this nigga, look at this guy.
Come on, give me
Yo, this guy. Man.
Okay. All right. What? Damn it, man! Forget my fucking amazing. Oh, all right. Here's what I shouldn't say. A little too personal.
Memories.
Has Jay's position on Kanye changed, or, you know, from all of the Kardashian jokes, the Puff meme, you know how he crops them out of pictures all the time. You know, Puff and Hove are really, really close. There are some old jokes about Beyonce not fucking with Kim, and again,
Joke/rumors.
All jokes and rumors. But if I want to be a conspiracy theorist here, Kanye's relationships with a few people seem to be a bit different since Kim, if I'm looking for a benchmark. I'm not looking for a benchmark. But if I am looking for a benchmark, it's that. I know a lot of times we like to go to the passing of his mom for some of the eccentric behavior. But that marriage, man.
Can you imagine though? So comparing the Kardashians and the Carters, it seems like they don't.
Kim Kardashian. Oh, I'm sorry. That's good.
No,
one last point. Kim Kardashian just spent her weekend defending racist homeboy.
Right.
How do you think that sits with Puff and Hove?
Probably not good. However, and this is why again Kanye is still wrong, and even more wrong because Kanye's made it clear that despite what y'all think of his wife, like that's his wife, and he will go above and beyond for her. So
that's wonderful. Puff and Hove are models of black excellence, and that's all that they talk about and exhibit at this stage in their lives and careers. Kanye has fallen victim to all of his own lyrics and Gold Digger and All Falls Down.
Wow.
I'm done.
It's a strong ending.
I love Mondays.
You really do.
And
love
shout out to
Mondays.
Kanye.
But do you guys think, look, so Hov says, I know he knows that he fucked up.
Of course Kanye
Does
knows.
this pressure, so look, he already called him out on the album, people talked about it, but now that he's talking about it so frankly in an interview, do you think this would make Kanye react publicly?
I think Kanye got to react publicly. I think Kanye's looking. See, even today, I want to kind of defend Kanye in a bit. Of course, not about him bringing the family into it, but at least that relationship, because again, it just always felt uneven. But hearing Jay being so candid and hearing Jay just kind of laid out as he sees it, it's hard to kind of go against it. So Kanye, he could just take the L and shut up, but that's not his style. That's not his style to just be like, okay, you got it.
This is an old topic that we had on this show. Do we think Kanye will reply on his album?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but just now that it's
his album
he spoke
rant.
about it, will that push him to have an emotional response? But let's see. Yeah, he has been pretty quiet.
He's been doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's been
doing pretty good with being quiet.
But he ain't been on stage in front of 20,000 people. That adrenaline.
No, he ain't been drunk.
I don't know if he's drunk when he's doing them joints.
Oh, please.
His ego. His ego and adrenaline is probably that drug.
Ego with Hennessy.
Ego with Hennessy. So one more quick thing
and
on this topic.
We know how you feel about Hennessy. Oh. What, Amber told us. She did.
Maybe he switched it up since then. That was
Jameson.
bad. Jameson is great.
Never replace a Henny.
We were wondering, joking about like the Al Sharpton references and all this stuff on the album, how timely it was, because it seemed like he might have been recording this for a couple years. We saw him in the studio with a couple people, but then he said he only started recording January 3rd. Did that surprise you?
No.
You thought it was that recent?
Sounds right. Sounds right to me. If somebody of Hov's caliber is recording an album, the industry is going to know about it. And we didn't hear anything about that, like around that time, around Christmas time. We didn't hear that. That started around January, if I remember correctly, with the rumblings. So that made sense to me. It's a very short album. He explained why it was that short. I appreciated that. Very condensed and concise. he's in therapy. He seems like he knew what he wanted to say. I mean, he said there, I recorded the first 2 songs, and once I recorded those 2, I knew where I was going.
And
once you get your direction, I mean, the rest of the album is very easy. The direction is normally the hardest part.
And he confirmed even that that whole Twitter thing about the building name 444, and I think it kind of sparked something in him that he's been having these thoughts. Let's get it on wax. So, I mean, it kind of I guess it's really just a stream of consciousness through the music.
I think we need a Hove day in hip hop. Honestly, every time Hove talks, it's like the fucking president of hip hop is speaking.
December 4th?
Oh, another 4. All these fucking 4s.
Yeah, 4s are significant to them. Wouldn't that be a good Hove day?
I know. I don't know. I'm just hating.